Hi guys, my name is Junkor and I welcome you to this wonderful episode of Genebas. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and join the family. So today's topic is going to be Ghana's independence linked with Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, because you can't talk about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah or talk about Ghana's independence without, having them intertwined. You understand? It's impossible. Yeah. So without wasting your time, let's just get straight into it. Yeah. So guys, I consider Dr. Kwame Nkrumah as the GOAT of Pan-Africanism. Yeah, and GOAT simply means the greatest of all time, in case you're wondering what I meant by that. And so Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was the one that led Ghana into independence on 6th March 1957 to make Ghana the first African country in the sub-Sahara to gain independence. Of course, it wasn't a smooth road. As we all know, the journey to independence, it's definitely rough. You understand? But eventually, Kwame Nkrumah's dream of gaining independence for Ghana, or then Gold Coast, came to pass. You understand? But Kwame Nkrumah also knew that the independence of Ghana is meaningless until it's connected to the whole liberation of Africa in its totality. You understand? So with so doing, Kwame Nkrumah's plans and ideas were not limited to Ghana alone, but to the rest of Africa. So one may be wondering, how did Kwame Nkrumah came about the idea of trying to liberate Ghana and Africa as a whole? Well, we could link it to his time in America. When he went to America to study. The movements with Malcom X and MLK. Also gave him some insight, and looking at the United States and how they were able to to fight for their independence in the 18th century. Also inspired him to want to do the same for Africa as well. So all in all, his plan was to unite the whole of Africa, to make Africa a big state like the United States. But his dream was not able to come to light due to the fact that he was betrayed by certain people around him. A couple of years after Ghana gained independence, this inspired the rest of Africa to also push and fight for their independence. So eventually, the African countries started gaining their independence one after the other. It became a norm. You understand? And one important thing I want to say is that a country can never be independent until they start to produce their own stuff, and consume their own stuff. So Nkrumah knew that. So he started building, he made sure to build a power plant, to be able to distribute electricity to the whole of Ghana. He knew that when there's a power plant, it's going to bring a lot of investors into the country and all that. So he started doing all that. He created the motorway, that's the second motorway in the world actually at the time, after Britain's, motorway. So, he started building factories to process the natural resources likely to be cultivated in Ghana. You understand? The likes of cocoa, the likes of gold, timber, whatever. He built factories that can process all of that into finished goods. So Kwame Nkrumah's dream of uniting Africa started moving, because he saw that a lot of the African countries were gaining their independence, and some were at the verge of gaining it. You understand? So he started moving around, trying to build connections in Africa within, and also outside of Africa as well, the likes of China and Russia and everything. So of course, Kwame Nkrumah didn't have it easy whilst he was in power, because there was a series of assassination attempts on his life, but he did not die. There are times that the attempts of getting shot and getting blasted in cars and everything, but none of them worked out. You get me? So that being said, one could ask, why was he so careless to leave the country at the time that he left? You understand? But sometimes the people that you best trust and put your hope and believe in are those that are gonna disappoint you. So yeah, Kwame Nkrumah went into China. I think he did not even get to China when when the country was taken away from his hand. I mean, he was overthrown. I mean, prior to him being overthrown, his comrades or other African leaders in other African countries were being assassinated and overthrown. So I don't understand why. I mean, Kwame Nkrumah had to leave the country unprotected, or maybe he left it in the hands of people he trusted. Yeah. So it was only when Dr. Nkrumah got into China, he heard about the country no longer being under his rule, and that he was overthrown by some military leaders. So this military leader is one whose name is, you see when you're traveling to Ghana by air. You see his name on your itinerary even before you get to Ghana. So when you get to Ghana, his name will be mentioned a lot in the airport and everything. I mean, by welcoming you, I do not want to mention his name, so because I felt like his name had to be wiped out from history because he's one of the people that betrayed Ghana as a whole. The dream of unifying Africa was even dead before Nkrumah was overthrown, due to the fact that his comrades and his friends who were leaders of other African countries were killed and also overthrown. Yeah. So when the military took power, Kwame Nkrumah's dream of making Ghana economically independent was also thrown into the garbage, right? And since then up to now, all efforts towards Ghana being economically independent has been little over 0.0000, right? Because it leads Ghana nowhere. Hence the reason why Ghana is the way it is now. Seems like Ghana is now making no progress, and it seems like there's no hope for Ghana or future for Ghana. Well, all in all, I want to thank you guys for coming around to watch this video all through, and I appreciate your time and everything. Again, if you are new to the channel, do me the favor of liking this video. Tell me your mind in the comment section and then share it as well. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, and let's build this channel together. I love you guys.